那我们首先敬礼传承祖师，敬礼了明和尚，敬礼萨迦圣。
Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhon.
六是大宝马
To His Holiness the 16th Karmapa.
图登大耳提上。
And homage to Master
坛城三宝。
Homage to the three jewels of the altar.
敬礼今天的同修本尊。
Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, Medicine Buddha, Medicine Tathagata of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm, and the all shining sunlight Bodhisattva, all shining moonlight Bodhisattva, Medicine King Bodhisattva, Supreme Medicine Bodhisattva, and the 12 medicine generals. 师母 all Dharma teachers, Dharma educators, Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today are Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei rep to Sweden and Norway, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to Buddha School, Dharma Sister Teresa. The academician from Academia Sinica of Taiwan, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Zhu. And from Republic of China's Overseas Comparative Affairs Advisor, Ms. Winnie Che, and Dr. Ryan Zhong. Good evening, everybody. How do you do?
你好，大家好。今天我们是修持这个药师琉璃光如来。
So today we practice the medicine Tathagata of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm, or Vaishaya Guru. And Amitabha Buddha's Pure Line is the Western Pure Land, or the realm of utmost bliss, which is truly famous. But the Eastern paradise of Lapis Lazuli light is the Pure Land of the Medicine Buddha, Medicine Tathagata. So the Pure Land of Lapis Lazuli light is also very exquisite. It's also very famous and superior. And Medicine Buddha primarily is on his vows. If you can have a vision of Medicine Buddha or the Medicine King Bodhisattva, Supreme Medicine Bodhisattva, or Sunlight Bodhisattva, Moonlight Bodhisattva, or the 12 medicine generals, and if you can see them in your practice, in your meditation, or in your dreams, then that's a true experience. And when you pray to them, then your sicknesses can be alleviated easily. So his vow was basically, if you can gain spiritual union with him, then many illnesses can be alleviated. Not only that, you can see him in the daytime, you can see him in your dream at night, or see him in your meditation, then you can be cured. Only one thing, when you cannot be cured, is if your vision is due to the mental breakdown. Because when you have mental breakdown, you can see everything. And look at the psychiatric ward. Every one of them is a remarkable figure. There was this joke. The psychiatrist, the doctor asked the patient, why do you always call yourself the Pope? Why do you always call yourself the Pope? And he replied, because God told me that I'm the Pope. And then there was another mental patient walking by, and he said that, no, never, I never place you to be the Pope. I never appointed you to be the Pope. So the mental patients were always great figures. There was a joke about the Chiang Kai-shek. There's a mental patient that called himself the Mr. Chiang Kai-shek. And there was then another mental patient also called himself the Mr. Chiang Kai-shek. So they placed them together in a room. And they got along really well. There was no noise whatsoever. And usually the Mr. Chiang Kai-shek was very loud, and the other one too, but being together, they became very quiet. So the psychiatric doctor was curious and called the original Mr. Chiang Kai-shek. How come the two Mr. Chiang Kai-shek never argued with each other? So the other Mr. Chiang Kai-shek was shyly replying, saying that I am now Mrs. Chiang Kai-shek. Actually, in Taichung there was the Jinghe Hospital in the past. It's a psychiatric ward. And there were several mental patients went to see me for cure, and some of them were cured. There was a woman that called herself Ma Zu, the Celestial Mother. There was another woman that called herself the Elder Mother of Li San, Mount Li. And there was another one that's even greater. And I asked her, that the Sanqin patriarchs of Taoism were under her. And the three patriarchs were Lao Tzu and Yuan Shi Tianzun and Ling Bao Tianzun. These are the three patriarchs of the Shen Ching Taoism, or greater. So I asked her, who is above the three Shen Ching patriarchs? And she replied, yeah, of course. I'm the Hongjun Laozu. So are you Hongjun Laozu? And she said, no, he's under me. So the Hongjun Zusi is still above, is still below her. And then I asked who she is, and it's like the primordial Buddha in Buddhism. It's a Shen Ching Tze. So she said she was Shen Ching Tze. When I heard that, I just sighed. And I said, okay, take this talisman. So Shen Ching Tze still had to take my talisman. You know, the mental patients always think that they're the greatest person on earth. And someone in our school also thinks that she's the greatest person on earth, and that's X. That she's been cultivating spiritually for 30 million years. Before Sakyamuni Buddha, before the patriarchs of Taoism. People talking about bragging or boasting. In Chinese, it's like blowing on the balls, like bullshit, but it's actually like blowing on the dinosaurs. So dinosaur shit. So medicine Tathagata can cure many illnesses, and we hope that he can alleviate a lot of the illnesses due to the ghosts and gods. And recently there are many of them who suffer from it, from north, south, east and west. They suffer from disturbances, that they can't sleep, and they feel very irritable and anxious, or they hear things, or they feel things, this kind of phenomena. And they all suffering from similar things. And if they hear things, mostly it's always go dead, go die, or be dead, go die. Is Master Lian Dong's here? So your dad is hearing these words, go die? Yes. So Master Lian Dong's dad now is okay. He's fine now. Master Lian Dong's father built the protector's hall or renovated or designed the interior of the Protector's Hall of X Center in the Guanyin village in Taoyuan County. His dad is a carpenter. After he finished the building or the renovation, he took a picture. And afterwards, he became very irritable and very short temper, very short temper. And there was a time where he swept all the statues from his altar to the ground. So the ghost at that Protector's Hall told him to shave his head to be like Japanese samurais. That's strange, because his dad never did that before. And the ghost also told him to die. And for that period of time, I was in Taiwan and I give him lots of blessings. And he gave Master Lian Dong's photos and I saw them. There was a huge stone tablet, black in it. And it's written that all the spirits Did you bring it? Yes. Sure.
这是5个鬼头目，5个鬼头目后面有一个石碑，石碑上面写着“众幽灵显赫”。
So that's the 5 heads of ghosts, and then behind them there's this black stone tablet.
是护法殿。
And it said that all the spirits are mighty and powerful.
整个坛城是这样子。
And this is the whole altar is like this.
这后面哦，这几个字，众幽灵显赫，那是神吗？幽灵是神吗？
So it said that all spirits.
幽灵是什么？
So spirits, are they gods? No. Spirits are ghosts.
众幽灵显赫，非常的清楚。
Very clearly written
在
here
最底下。
at the bottom.
这个它的柱子上写着“精神安
And
宁
on the
在
pillars,
此寻”，精神安宁在此寻。
that peace of mind is
精
here.
明清新留丹心。啊，这边的对联，一个对联，精神安宁在此寻。
The peace of mind is here.
留丹心，这个鬼还是蛮阴，还是阴明的，而且又是清新的，还有丹心呢。
The bright and awakened
我觉得精神安宁在此寻，寻什么呢？你已经精神安宁了。
So you seek for your peace of mind here. If you already have peace of mind, why are you still seeking here? So it must be mental breakdown that's seeking. There are 3 Japanese ghosts, 1 general, who was Lin Liangzi, and the old ghost is Wang Jingquan. And the 3 martial artists, 1 is ninja, Shaolin. And Zhongchun Yiwu is the cold face assassinator or murderer. And Du Bian Yilang is also a samurai. 3 Japanese ghosts. Those are the 5 heads of ghosts. So he took the pictures. Most importantly is this black stone tablet, and on it it's written that all the spirits appearing majestically here. And X wrote it, most importantly, X wrote it where those spirits, the evil spirits, came from. She went to Washington, D.C. and to the memorial tablets there for those who died in the wars, Vietnam Wars, etc. She invoked them, and she invoked those who died, 3,000 people in the 911 incident. And she invoked all who died from the tsunami in Aceh, Indonesia, and also all who died in the war in Taiwan, and at the Saipan War, the bloody battle between the Japanese and American soldiers. They were all invoked by her. And also all the hell spirits from the 4 great hells were all invoked by her. And this in the introduction of the XX Hall, that her XX Hall is the headquarters, and then she distributed these spirits, the branches. She installed the branches at all Troubadour School temples, chapters, and centers. So now, disciples from all over the world, now I'd like to ask you, are your temples, chapters, and centers their branches? And you said no. Yet they secretly installed the ghost tablet inside our temples, chapters, and centers. You know, these few days, the Chan Guan Li Zhang Temple at North Carolina just discovered that they have 3 ghost tablets. You know, Chan Guan Temple of North Carolina has been visited by me only once in this life. So that's the place of Lian Hua Li Pauline. Lian Hua Li Pauline of North Carolina. You know, I've been talking about this for over a year, and Lian Hua Li or Pauline is slow and careless and lack of empathy, and it's not troubled or problemed by any of this. And I've been talking about it for a year, and she did not even discover the ghost tablets in her temple. And the Sheng-Yen Li Zhang Temple in Florida had 10 ghost tablets inside the temple. That they must have the most tablets. And in our head temple here in Seattle, we had 6 ghost tablets. So we still lost to the Sheng-Yen Li Zhang Temple in Florida. So now let's have a competition who has the most tablets, and they would get a prize. Yet, ex-people did not ask for any permissions and place the tablets in our Siddhi Garbha halls everywhere. they never let us know. So in Taiwanese, it's like if you want to worship and employ ghosts, then you can just do it at your own home or at your own place. But why do you place them all over the world at all our temples and chapters? And she wrote it, that the headquarters at X place, but the branches is all over the world. What? Oh, you brought some of the materials here? You're good.
因为许多人为的因素，叉叉上师暂时结束西子雷门史，准备返回美国叉叉堂。
Because of several reasons, the Layman Temple in Taiwan, all the spirits enshrined there was brought back to her place in San Francisco in June 1994, and it was named like when Master X went back to America, brought 50,000 spirits following X back here, led by Zhongchun Yiwu, and followed by 200 ninjas and 250 soldiers, all went back to San Francisco. And in September, there were 50,000 more ghosts, led by Du Bian, followed Zhen Wulong, that my brother attended X ceremony, and then dwell at X place, so for a total of 100,000 ghosts. And they were all the cream of the crop.
又有这个叉叉虎移驻美国旧金山，
at this XX hall in San Francisco was made the headquarters, and some of them were distributed to Taiwan, Hong Kong, Canada, Panama.
这个叉叉虎的灵众一直在持续增加中。
Spirits continually increase.
它最重要一点就是说，
The most important point here is
作为他们的本部，是在旧金山是他们的本部。
So their headquarters in
其
San
余部
Francisco.
众分别留在台湾、香港、马来西亚、
They are distributed in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Canada, and Panama, and all over the world.
什么时候我们答应说他到那个巴拿马、到加拿大、
Did
到
we ever agree
到台湾
to accept them in Panama, Canada, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Taiwan?
那个西方镜里面也发现了很多的鬼牌。
And then at Taiwan Lechang Temple,
他到处
at
放
the
这些鬼，他到处
Western
放。
Realm Columbarium there, they also discovered many ghost tablets. So they placed the ghost tablets all over the place.
这些鬼是哪里来的鬼？你
Where
那一张没有带过来。
This ghost come from? That piece of paper, did you bring it?
哦，后面也有啊。哦，真的。
Oh, it's two-sided.
哦天哪
It's right there.
我说他的门的来源啊，是哪个地方？他写在哪里？ 我看不到，没有看不到它的来
See
源
it，anywhere. The origin.
因为好像是你看一下好了。
Can you check?
没有吧？哦，你怎么准备那么齐全？
It's so complete what you prepare here.
好。他说
It's written here.
他说其中最特别的
The most
四
special
大
part
地狱的亡灵，四大地狱的亡灵，
is
地狱里面
the
的亡灵，
spirits inside the
印尼
four
海
great
盗
hells
海啸的亡灵，
and the
巴拿马的亡灵，
deaths of
关岛
from
的
the
金
tsunami in
坟
Indonesia,
美
from
国
Panama,
华盛
from
顿
Guam,
金坟，也就是
the
美
Washington
国
D.C.
这个 George Washington 的这个，就是华盛顿的那些纪念碑的那些
Those who
在越
died
战
like
死
on
的
the
啦，
memorial
韩战死
tablets,
的那个纪念
like
碑的所
say
有的
from the
经过。
Vietnam Wars or
美
Korean
国
Wars
纽约
and
911的亡灵，
and
台
the
湾
spirits
日
from
本的金坟，
911
228事件的亡灵，
and
等
all
等
the spirits from Taiwan, the
你看有多
228 incident in Taiwan.
所以
Just
哦
imagine
抓
how
不完
many of them.
都
It's
抓得很
endless
累，真的是
I'm
抓不完，抓
tired
得很累。
to
你这些
capture
亡
them
灵
all.
哦，你如果能够
All
管
these
得好，
dead
能够真
spirits,
的在集中营里面这样子去管理的话，
if they're under
还
control,
可以啊。
then
让
that's
他
still
在
okay.
外面流浪的话，
But they're wandering, roaming around all over
自
the
由
place,
出入我们的庙的
come
话，
and go
会伤害
freely.
多少人呢？
Just imagine how many people will be harmed or
那
have
吉
been
方的爸
harmed
爸，
by
吉
them.
方的爸爸，吉方有在吗？
Jifang's
吉方我在那里。
May's father is Jifang
Jifang
here.
的爸爸。
Jifang Dharma sister.
他已经过世了，还没有过世以前，
Now he's
他
passed
晚上
away.
起
But
床
prior to his passing,
到上厕所，
there were
望
nights
到
where
我们
he
雷藏寺的这个广场，
woke
雷
up
藏寺的
and
广场
went to the bathroom and he saw
片黑压压的鬼，
that here
就是这样。
at this courtyard
他
here,
也
at
看到日
this
本鬼，
court
讲日本话的日本鬼。
here of the temple, there were many ghosts, crowds
西
of
方的爸爸
ghosts, dark,
在我们
blackish
祖庙的广
ghosts,
场
and also Japanese
看到
ghosts.
黑压压的一片鬼，
So
而且还有日本鬼。
May's
他跟他
father
讲日本话，
saw crowds of
因为他讲日
ghosts
语啊。
around the Seattle temple and also Japanese
他
ghosts
跟你讲了几次，
because your dad understood Japanese.
讲很多次。
And how many times did your dad tell you about that? Many times. He saw that many times.
他说这些鬼都已经成为护法，你相信吗？
And yet she
你护法
claimed
会
that the
干扰
ghosts have
人啊
become
护法
protectors.
会叫人家
Can you
去死啊
believe that? Can you believe that
护法
protectors
护
would
法会
disturb
叫人家失
people
眠啊
and protectors would ask you to die and protectors
这
would
个
make
物
you
质的
lose
挑战
sleep?
就是在这里啊。
How could that be? That's the problem.
不要再
How
谈
could
了
she
你们
claim
要
that
记
they
住
become protectors? The more I talk about them, the more upset I've become.
希望药师琉璃光如来
I
能够
hope
去
that
除我们这些
Medicine
地府
Tathagata of the
被
Eastern Lapis
打
Lazuli
阴的这些
realm
鬼神病。
can really cure people who suffer from the disturbances of ghosts and spirits.
我们祈求这个药师琉
Let's
璃光如
pray
来，
to Medicine Tathagata
还有日光天照菩萨、月光
and
天
the
照
all radiant sunlight bodhisattva, the all radiant
在
moonlight
日光
bodhisattva,
跟月光能够偏照的地方，
and under the
祈求
sunshine and the moonshine, wherever they receive
Yeah.
sunshine and moonshine, we pray to
Yeah.
Medicine King Bodhisattva, Supreme Medicine Bodhisattva, and the 12 medicine
请
generals.
你们帮忙，
We
让生
pray
活中弟
that
子
you help
所冲犯的鬼神病
that all true Buddha disciples that suffer from disturbances and invasion of the evil spirits and ghosts can be cured and be alleviated. And I also pray that all the wandering and roaming spirits can be gathered at one place so that they truly gain, they gain the true peace of mind. So this is the most important thing about performing medicine Buddha's practice today. We pray that all the spirits and ghosts can truly have peace of mind and refrain from disturbing true Buddha disciples. There were so many people suffering from the disturbances, and every day there's someone or there are people asking for reunification over and over and over. And in Taiwan it's even worse, that I gave repurification until my arms sore. Every day, every time, there were dozens of them. It's endless. So this has caused such a big trouble. It's a big problem. Now we'll continue to talk about Lamdre. So the meaning of the branches. What does it mean? The other meaning of potential. The potential referred in the verse is the nature of the mind that is primordially lucid and unobstructed. And what is called potential? The difference is whether the skillful means of the Dharma is applied or not in order to determine the basis of nirvana or rebirth. So potential means it's hidden inside each human being and also animal beings. So, do you have the skillful means of the Buddha Dharma? If you have it, then you can enter into nirvana. If not, you will be reborn. So this is the most important part. In the verse, the word cause referred to the power that can produce the fruition of either rebirth or nirvana. So cause, like in the cause and effect, that refers to the womb mandala or dharma dhatu. So can the Buddha nature generate to rebirth or nirvana? The word continue referred to the continual lucid realizations of the nature of the mind from mundane beings to the fruition of a Vajradhara. So that's the process of the spiritual cultivation. The mundane being is the human being, is beings with emotions, and to the attainment or the fruition of a Vajradhara. So the process is this. So the clear realization and spiritual experiences of the Buddha nature that's continual in your spiritual cultivation. So the spiritual cultivation from a mundane being to the fruition of a Vajradhara is non-stop, it's continual, it's not broken. The phrase determination, determining whether one will be reborn or enter into nirvana, meant everything resulting in rebirth is in the interest of the form and nature of the mind, where the form and nature of the mind is lucid and illuminated. And although its delusion can result in rebirth and generate myriad thoughts and sufferings, it is still dwelling on self-mind. Everything resulting in nirvana is in the interest of merits, coming from the good affinity of body and mind that generates realizations on the three kinds of enlightenment path. So Buddha Dharma are of two types. One is the path of nirvana, the other one is the path of body. Buddha Dharma is classified as two types. So everything resulting in nirvana is in the interest of merits coming from the good affinity of body and mind that generates realization on the three kinds of enlightenment path or three body paths. So the vows, the body of vows, the body of actions, and the perfect body. So you make a vow or you strive to become a Buddha or Bodhisattva. That's your vows body. And you start to cultivate spiritually to attain Bodhisattvahood or Buddhahood, then that's the action body. And from a mundane being all the way to the fruition of a Vajradhara, and the continual spiritual cultivation, when you reach the fruition of the Vajradhara, that's called the perfect body. So there are three kinds of body. Everything resulting in fruition is in the interest of power based on the different affinities that are motivated by skillful means, and the mind reaches maturity of the three body fruitions. The word basic continuum refers to the realizations that are attained due to the proper affinity and conditions, and the mind as the storage of the potential. In Tantrayana, we say that Buddha nature is hidden inside the heart chakra. So the Buddha nature is hidden inside the heart chakra. That's what it meant. So you use your body as a convenient tool for your spiritual cultivation. You practice the qi until it is perfect, until all the channels are open and flowing. And then the inner fire rises from the navel chakra, and the water descends from the brow chakra, and then they merge at the heart chakra, and you open the channels at the heart chakra, and a blue light will be generated. And this blue light, this kind of bright light, is the appearance of the Buddha nature. And the Buddha nature appears at your heart chakra, because you melt your heart chakra. When you open your heart chakra, you will see your own Buddha nature that is blue light. So it's written very clearly in Lamdre, and that's my explanation on it. That's the Buddha nature. At the train station, there was a beautiful girl. Doing the tickets, and she seemed to be looking for something. And then when she was passing by me,
那这位
her eyes
男士啊就很
sparkled,
他想
and
为什么那么多
she
人
gave
都花
him
偏偏花给我？
the ticket.
难道我是那么吸引人吗？
As the
就
gentleman
像
was
黑夜
very
里的
pleased,
萤火虫那么显眼。
how come
低
she
头一
just
看传单，
just give it to me and not to anybody else? And because I'm very
这
eye-catching,
人呐，
like the
往往
firefly
没
in
有
the
自
dark.
知之明啊。
And then when he looked at the piece of
往往
paper,
没有
it
自
turned
知
out
之
to be
明。
an ad for plastic surgery.
这个我们
So
寻
people
找我们
always
心中的这个佛性，
have the wrong.
先开发心灵，把你佛性先把它，我们讲修行嘛，就是先开发你的这个心轮。那么我记得好像莲华生大师有讲过，啊，一切的功德来自于保平气，来自于平气，一切的功德来自于平气，也就是修行的开始，内法修行的开始，来自于你身体里面的保平气。保平气就是你修行本身要开始的一种功德，那个才叫做功德。外在形象的，你盖个雷藏寺啊，做这些，那不算功德，那只能说算什么？算善事。你做行善，行善也是好的，因为行善不能了生死。在佛教里面讲，行善并不能了生死，行善只能够最高升到天道，就是升天去享福。享完福以后，你还是会依照你的业力，也会到人间来。依照你的业力，你也会到哪里去？真正能够了生死，不再轮回的，只有佛、菩萨，这个独觉、阿罗汉3种而已。4种就是圆觉跟阿罗汉这4种能够了生死，其他是不能了。真正的功德来自于你修气脉跟明点，就是密教的人所讲另外我们到活佛净土也很好，能够到活佛净土就很不错了。你本尊跟本尊相应，融入本尊，你就能够到活佛净土。这里有一个问话这个先生跟老婆在对话，老婆，为什么你对孩子这么好，这么温软体贴，唯独我最这么凶？老婆还没有回答，小孩就先回答：我们家的人都是妈妈亲生的，只有你不是妈妈亲生的，所以不是亲生的，本来就会这样子。这当然是一个笑话，当然是一个笑话。但是我们讲一个团体，我们在一个团体里面，在我们这个修法的团体里面，有的亲，有的疏。但是在密教里面有一个规矩，你的根本上师是佛。根本上师是佛，你不要太靠近，不要太接近。你如果太接近你的根本上师，有一天会被火烧到。但是也不能够太远。你如果太远， 你就得不到它的光。这个意思有没有？啊，大家了解这个意思？根本上师跟弟子之间，如果太接近，就会失去礼仪。这个根本的礼貌跟仪轨，你通通都忘失掉，太接近。啊，你如果距离太远，你得不到根本上师的光给你照耀。这样了解这个意思吗？所以不要太远，但是也不要非常的接近。非常的接近，恐怕也会有危险性，是这样子。也有被火烧到，被火烧到，这样。这是密教里面的，所以我们要保持一点，一般来讲保持一点距离，但是你不要太远。太远的话，你是一样，你根本没有加持力，啊，没有传承的加持力。有一个年轻人去拜见禅师，问有没有不用劳动就能够发财的这个口诀。的禅师把这个年轻人呢带到这个猪圈，也就是说养猪的地方呢。这个年轻人恍然大悟，讲：你的意思是要我把这些猪拖出去卖掉就有钱了吗？禅师讲：我说你是猪脑子，有这样好的事，我还会告诉你。带他去看猪。修行啊，也是这样子的。修行也是这样子的。啊，师尊把你带出去，带到哪里去看什么？去看那个虚空中在飞翔的鸟。这个笑话是怎么讲的？你们听过没有？啊？对了，有一个年轻人去问禅师，说：“哎，师父啊，我失恋了，你有什么办法可以教我吗？”那这个禅师呢，就带他出去外面看这个鸟。他说：“啊，我终于明白禅师的意思，你叫我不要执着这个思念，像鸟一样在虚空飞行吗？”禅师就笑，他说：“不是，干我什么鸟事？你思念干我什么鸟事？”但是师尊这一次是不得不管，因为你真的把所有的鬼放到生活中的寺堂会，甚至私人的家里，闹出这么多的精神分裂、自杀的、跳楼的、被干扰的，这样大的事情，师尊能够不管吗？难道我们的寺堂会都给你摆上那个鬼牌吗？通通不动声色就让你摆吗？那吉皇的爸爸就亲自看到，我们祖庙前面黑压压的一片鬼，其中还有日本人。当然了，你供了日本的3个领袖日本金粉，你都招情了。我们这里变成金国神社了。 日本的靖国神社啊，全部日本经文啊。おかしいやねんか。私は6月以降。私は全然唔敢啦。我会讲几句日本话。何してるか。八戒野鹿，真的。何してるか，你是在干什么？没有经过我们雷藏寺理事会的同意，你偷偷来安鬼牌，这算你的礼貌吗？你有礼貌吗？你有礼吗？这很简单的嘛。所以我要讲，日本語。何してるか。八戒野鹿，没有经过寺堂会的每一个寺堂会的同意，你偷偷给人家安鬼牌在人家的地藏殿，你有没有礼貌啊？真的。八戒野鹿。真的，怎么可以这样子呢？师尊也不敢呢、师尊也不敢做的事情，你做得出来？叔叔做建筑工程，最近被炒鱿鱼。我问他什么回事？你知道工头是干什么的吗？就是站在你旁边看别人做事情的人。他的侄子很不解，这跟你被炒有什么关系？这个叔叔就解释了，他嫉妒我，因为大家都以为我才是工头。这样了解？我卡鲁了解，我知道，因为他的人太难，老是看别人做，自己不做。你居然养了鬼，那我们当然要跟你切割。第一步，我们是学佛，不是供鬼，我们一定要跟你切割。一定要被炒鱿鱼的，他一定会被炒鱿鱼。众幽灵显赫，开玩笑嘛！你叫所有的鬼全部出来这样子骚扰我们怎么行？骚扰我们的修行怎么可以？老师上历史课的时候，发现台下有许多学生在打瞌睡，于是就大声讲：拿破仑一天睡3个小时，依然精神抖擞。你们从这里得到什么启示呢？小明就讲：睡眠不足会成为矮冬瓜。我们也是在这里讲，学佛不学佛，不讲佛法，天天在那边讲神通，而且神通还是编造的，天天在那边养鬼， 你将来会变什么？你将来就变鬼而已啊！你能够变什么？所以心中有佛，请佛注释，修行佛法。你学佛就是应该学佛的行止，学佛的这样子才对的。你供鬼做什么？问你啊，你供鬼做什么？他说要给鬼安居乐业。
Oh, that's weird.
好像他主要的意思是说，我们大家来供鬼，然后把鬼收留。
So why are you employing
每
ghosts?
个生活中每个寺堂会都收留了鬼，都收留鬼。
So it's like they are trying to gather all the ghosts.
美国政府当然是有关心到流浪汉的事，关心到建一些房子给他们住，但是流浪汉是住不惯房子的，他一定要在外面流浪才叫做流浪汉。建了房子他们也不住，就失去自由了。所以他们流浪汉就是因为流浪才会变成流浪汉，对不对？你给他说我盖一个房子给你，美国他照顾流浪汉，盖一个房子叫流浪汉全部进来住，他们会被控制掉时间，失去自由的。鬼也是一样啊。你把它安在我们的寺堂，所有的生活中的寺堂会，没有经过我们的同意你就安了，他不受管了，跑出外面了，干扰所有的一切的真正的信徒啊。今天如果是说我们那个好像说地藏殿，有些地藏殿是在庙里面的，地藏殿虽然是在旁边，它有了地藏殿有它的牌位，它可以自由出入啊。如果我们这边大家流浪汉都来修行，都进到我们这个西雅图雷藏寺，流浪汉变成流浪汉之家，全部进来这里修行，你们还敢来这里修行吗？会被污染，会被污染。以前我们家里开放给人家吃饭的时候，当初没有什么人，师母煮菜给人家吃饭，圣明眼波啊！既然你几个流浪汉，时间一到他就到我们家里来吃饭了。我们每一个吃饭的旁边坐着流浪汉，每一个的统统都跑了，变成流浪汉之家了。到时候我们就停止供斋啊，停止供斋就没有了。最早的时候，很早以前，哪可以这样子？哦，这个大家想一想就知道了。妈妈说：“小明，你吃糖，为什么不分给弟弟吃啊？你看我们家养的母鸡，找到虫都会分给小鸡吃。”小明就讲：“哦。”那个母亲就讲：“小明，你应该学母鸡呀。”小明说：“我会的，等我找到虫，我一定会先给弟弟。” 分给弟弟跟妈妈吃。这也是一个比喻哈，一个比喻，很简单的。所有我们大家知道的这个佛、菩萨、这个圆觉、阿罗汉，在四圣界，我们修行就是要到四圣界，然后天人、阿修罗。
And then the heavens, the heavenly realms, Asura, and human realms are rather good. And then the worst are the animals, hungry ghosts, and hell, where you cannot cultivate spiritually. The hell is too much suffering, you cannot cultivate. And in the hungry ghost is too too malicious, too evil, you can't. And the animal realms are too stupid, so you can't cultivate spiritually in the three lower realms. And in the heavenly realms, you cannot cultivate spiritually because you have too much pleasure there. And in the Asura realm, you also cannot cultivate spiritually because there are too much fightings there. Only in the human realm you can cultivate spiritually. This is according to the Buddha. So there are some differences. For sixthly realms and then the six mundane realms. Of these 10 realms, only the human realm is the best for spiritual cultivation. And the ghost realm, you can cultivate spiritually in the ghost realm, but there are also lots of them who cannot cultivate spiritually in the ghost realm. The same as in the human realm. There are many human beings that can cultivate spiritually in the human realm, but there are also many human beings who cannot cultivate spiritually in the human realm. So it's the same concept. There are many divisions in the human realm, the same in the ghost realm. Like those who died from the terrible death, they cannot cultivate spiritually, very difficult for them. Like, those who died from murders, killings, and terrible death, very difficult to cultivate spiritually. So candy is a candy, worm is a worm. They are different. You cannot place the ghosts all over the place. Anyone likes ghosts? I like to ask, any one of you likes ghosts? Nobody likes ghosts. Because ghosts are different from human beings. A worm is different from a candy. So you need to understand this. Other than the ghosts that follow Grandmaster, like there are some disciples who died, and they came to me, so I helped them and taught them Buddha Dharma, taught them to cultivate spiritualists alongside me. And they were only very few. They were true Buddha disciples. So when they became spirits and they cannot be reincarnated yet, so they asked me to keep them for 3 years, and so I do. And before she died, she told me already, can you please keep me for 3 years? And I agreed to it. Because I agreed to her request, so I had to keep her. And she killed herself. Because of the influence of ex-ghost, she killed herself. And then, of course, she went to XX Hall. And then, through my request, I got her out and kept her by my side because I had agreed to her request. So this did happen. I also taught her to cultivate spiritually, and she already realized that committing suicide was a mistake, was a grave mistake. And this goes through ex-Bardo deliverance. I heard that she had become like the Buddha of great knowledge. A ghost who died from committing suicide became a Buddha, and actually this ghost was right here with me. So I said that I might as well just kill myself and let ex-Bardo deliver me, and I could become a Buddha right away. How could that happen? How could such a thing ever happen? No. So that's why I didn't kill myself. She claimed, if I kill myself and have you Bardo deliver me, then I would become the big, silly, fool Buddha. How could that be? It's really a huge joke. How could the ghost died from suicide became a Buddha? Should have been like the greatest full Buddha. I heard that by holding a lady's hand, I will get her heart, and I just did. And then I was being held bondage by a policewoman. Although it's a joke, it's a warning. You know, there are many things are not like what you said. So you have to have this pramanas, you have to measure by the words of the sages. And you do things according to the words of the sages. It's not as you like or whatever you think. And you have to be able to measure by comparison, which is by logic. It's the study of logic. And cause and effect is also in within the study of logic. And there's also measurement by knowledge. You need to be knowledgeable to be intelligent. So now think about it. Are there still people following this unethical acts? Is there still anyone following acts who tells huge, horrible, stupid lies? You know, so many of them. Fireflies that have been waiting for her for 110,000 years, waiting for her Bardo deliverance. Spiders talking to her. So the spider must has great supernatural power. That spider not only knew that that person was his younger brother, and he could prophesy that on a certain date and month and year that my brother will come to this hotel, and waited for him exactly at that moment. And then she claimed that this spider or this older brother had been waiting for you for a long time, and knew that he would be coming there at that moment. and there would be through the arrangements of through many arrangements, like, you know, the lobby person give the right room and you have to come at the right moment, and as you entered into the room on a certain time and date, that the spider was waiting right there. Just imagine what kind of psychic power the spider had. Does spiders have psychic power? How could that be? Spiders could only eat insects caught on its web. That's the only instinctive power it has. How could a spider knows about his brother at what date and time and which room, and it's hanging right there? Just think about it. Then you knew that she was lying. She was making those up. But there's still a group of really foolish people following her. They were truly blinded by the ghost.